the livest cloud radio show on the planet. E-Block Radio.
Check one, check two, check one, check two, man. What's the deal? We live on IG, man, live on Facebook, live on Twitter, live on YouTube, all that good shit, man. Thank y'all for checking us out. Getting everything together now. Let's hit the record on the audio, and we good to go. Yo, if you're out here right now on Facebook or on Twitter or wherever the fuck you at, man, hit me in the comment box. Let me know how it sound, man. Make sure the sound is good. Check one, check two. LaWanda just checked in. What up, Doe?
What up, Doe?
My man Chris Stewart just checked in. What up, Chris?
What up, Chris?
He already answered the question. We ain't on it yet, though, but we getting to it. But he said no. My man Larry Vince, what up, Doe? He just checked in on IG Live, man. Salute to you, man. I know you got a couple things going on. We ain't gonna rap about it until after you get to it, though. We'll talk some more about it, though. Shit. Y'all niggas ready?
Let's go.
Let's get to it. Yo, you know what it is, man. The livest cloud radio show on the planet.
Earth Nephew.
Straight from the E-Block Radio, live on your dial. Right this moment, man, is your boy, the Hood Howard Stern. Q Lewis holding it down live from the 48205. I got my man Angry Man in the building. I got my man Monk Money in the building.
What it do?
Man, what's the deal, dog? It's Social Media Wednesday, man, so make sure if you got social media, which you got to, because if you didn't, you couldn't be watching us right now. So hit us on Twitter and on Instagram. Hit up my man at Real Monk Money. And, of course, myself at Hood Howard Stern. Also, you can follow the radio show page at E-Block Radio. All right, so make sure you hit us up on that. Let me see. Man, Larry Vince said, I got the yak. I'm on the way now. Like, cuz I don't fuck with the yak, though, bro. When the last time you fuck with the yak, though?
I don't know.
I'm a bougie ass nigga now. I drink bourbons and whiskeys and shit, nigga. I don't know. The yak be making me sick, though. So it's Wednesday, so make sure you follow us on that shit. What else going on, dog? I mean, we go get into the obviouses and shit. I guess we might as well get to it, man. Rest in peace to Pops and shit, man.
Pops, John Witherspoon, bang, bang, bang.
Hell yeah. Shout out to John Witherspoon, the whole Witherspoon family, dog. Yo, that shit was, I saw that shit last night. I was just chilling, perusing my timeline. Yeah, and it popped up and shit, and I'm like, because you know how sometimes it be the bullshit. So I'm like, man, let me check and see. So I hit a couple spots and shit. Then that TMZ joint popped up. I'm like, damn, usually they be on point and shit. And then I think CNN has said something about it. I'm like, damn, this nigga dead for real. That's all kind of fucked up, bro. But salute to John Witherspoon, though. I think let me see. I'm trying to think. I always associate that shit with Friday and shit, but I think probably one of the funniest things I seen John Witherspoon is, and I want to say, because it's a super throwback.
Vampire in Brooklyn was one of my...
Vampire in Brooklyn shit. But wasn't he in, wasn't he the restaurant owner in, what's that old ass shit? With Robert Townsend. One of them and shit, Winky Dinky Dog and shit. Ain't that John? Yes, dog. Yo, that's the throwback. What the fuck is the name of that goddamn movie? Damn.
Not medium.
Oh fuck. Come on, dog. I know y'all remember that shit, dog.
Yeah, I see the movie.
I see the movie too, cause he was talking about them hoe cakes and shit.
Yeah.
Fucking Winky Dinky Dog. What the fuck?
He was trying to be an actor or something.
Yeah, he was trying to be an actor, dog. Oh fuck.
It'll come to me.
Damn, I want to know right now, man. If y'all watching right now, though, if y'all remember this old Robert Townsend movie, god damn it, it's like Robert Townsend's like first movie, I want to say. I believe it is.
Damn, what's it called?
Hollywood Shuffle, dog. Yes, nigga. Damn, shout out to Hollywood Shuffle, man. Shout out to fucking Robert Townsend, man, who don't ever get the love he's supposed to. I don't feel like it, man.
So many motherfuckers on, it's unreal.
Dog, for real. And, salute to John Witherspoon for being from Detroit as well. You know what I'm saying? Detroit's own. I wonder what they gonna do with the Boondocks, though, because I know they rebooting the Boondocks and shit. And obviously, he was the voice of Pops and shit. Wonder how they go do that. Like, I wonder, are they go, like, let him die in the cartoon? Because I don't really want nobody to replace his voice, though. But then you gotta have him, because he an integral part of the fucking show.
They probably already got it recorded, though, honestly.
Yeah, probably so. Some of it, yeah, probably so. Yeah, Larry Vince, yeah, it's Hollywood Shuffle. Damn, I couldn't think of that shit for nothing, though.
Yeah, it's a whole, shit, I was just watching Another Friday was a go. How they gonna do that?
Oh, yeah, they did say that. Yeah, finally they getting around to it. I don't know if that's ever gonna come through. I was watching what was I watching? I'm trying to remember. Oh, I was watching Nick Cannon got a morning show and shit, right? On 106 in LA. And Nori was on there, from the Drink Champs and shit. And they was talking about Eddie Murphy and shit. And they was talking about Coming to America too, right? And he was saying like Coming to America was a classic or whatever, but he was saying how come they didn't just make a part 2 to Life and shit? Would you rather have seen Life, a part 2 of Life, or a part 2 of Coming to America?
Coming to America, Life, they was
dead.
They was
dead, right? I know, but it was such a cast in that motherfucker. I think maybe that's what he was saying. Well, damn, Bernie dead and shit, but
they 3,000 years old.
Yeah, right. So you couldn't really do nothing with that.
Nah.
Yeah, you're right.
You was gonna have to have a whole new cast of motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And then you got to think. I mean, you can't go back to the end because when they got out, remember they went to the ball.
They went to the ball game, right?
So it's gonna be a totally different life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't like it can't be pulled off, but
that same thing that Larry Mann said. He said, if they didn't show him get old, then he probably could.
Probably could have.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What else I was about to say? Oh, but did y'all see the picture with all of them in there? Will, motherfucking Martin.
Yeah.
So I guess all of them niggas is in Coming to America too. That's crazy. Fucking Tracy Morgan and shit. That's what the caption said. Like
it was I thought you went the one with Wesley Wells.
Yeah, what was that? What was it?
I don't know. Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, I think the caption said something about star-studded cast and shit. So they had to be talking about Coming to America. That's the only thing that doing other than Dolomite, and all them niggas ain't in there. Cause I seen most of the previews. I don't know, but shit. Tony got the munchies. What up, bro? I ain't hollered at that nigga in a minute. What's good, man? Just checked in on IG.
He just remind me of something.
What's up? Oh, time to smoke, huh? Yo, I know a lot of y'all seen the topic and shit, and probably gonna be a little. It's gonna be a nice little topic though that we're talking about, and I'll tell you how we got to that in a minute. I gotta ask y'all this though before we get into our for real topic though. What y'all think about Kanye West, bro? Or do y'all think about Kanye?
Banning his baby to wear makeup?
Huh?
Banning his baby to wear makeup?
I'm not even hip.
They said his baby was wearing makeup to like this Kanye Sunday services.
Yeah.
And he told Kim that, hey, don't put no more makeup on my baby. She can't wear makeup to go to church.
Oh no, I wasn't even hip to that shit.
Yeah,
how old is she?
6.
She don't need no damn makeup.
Hell no, she don't need no makeup and shit.
6 years old.
But no, you know what I'm talking about, man. I'm talking about him going to completely non-secular music and shit. And then basically, I think the thing was weird to me about this whole thing is that he's found Jesus. You know what I'm saying? He's moving in the direction of for real Christianity. And the funny thing is that a lot of people how people hate on that and then try to celebrate Christianity. Like, I don't get it. A lot of Christians, man, I don't understand y'all. Yeah.
I'll just tell you before we got on here.
Yeah. I don't understand y'all, man. Like this, I thought this is what y'all wanted niggas to do. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
You gotta give us something to complain about.
Yeah.
Because we gonna complain about something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We ain't never satisfied with shit.
True
You know
that.
what I mean? And then it's probably took some media person to bring it to the black person's attention, and that's all it takes for us.
Yeah. Now, Tony got the munchies say that the album is hard. Nori said the album trash. I haven't heard of this shit. Honestly, he said the album hard and shit. I haven't listened to it at all. But I heard he got a lot of people on it. Like, I don't know. I should check it out just to see what it is. But then I have to be honest with you in saying this. I haven't listened to a Kanye album in fucking years. I think the last album I listened to was College Dropout.
Ain't nothing wrong with trying something else. You know?
Yeah.
I think it's good for him, man.
Just want to do something else. Everybody making a big deal out of it.
Like,
I think it's all right for Buddy, you know what I mean? I mean, that's what he wanted to do, man. You know, he changed his life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they actually roll on to the topic because he was just sitting at the head of the table with the KKK. And then
good. The head of the table.
And then he went Christian, then he turned to Christianity.
I just hope it ain't no bullshit. You know.
Yeah, I think that's what everybody thinking, but I wonder why though. Like we always go to the negativity, I guess. Like I guess probably because he a star or whatever. But I think if this was somebody, so what happened was, I don't know if y'all seen this clip, but he was on the plane and shit and having this discussion about how he got $68 million in tax returns back and shit, right? So people looked at that as like, like a slap in the face almost and shit. But really, when you talking about somebody who make the amount of money that he make and shit, if you dumb that down to like a regular person, then somebody who just excited about, you know, the tax return that they got, then you would look at it differently. You just be like, damn, he got a blessing and shit. But it's Kanye, so now it's like, man, fuck him. You know, like I don't get it. Like, if you go be a Christian on Tuesday, be one on Wednesday too. That's all I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Like, if somebody is celebrating they victory because they union with Christ and shit, then you should be celebrating it. Mm-hmm. I would suppose. I mean, if that's your thing.
You would think. You definitely would think. You know what I mean? Like, people take shit out of context, and it's a lot of shit out of context in that Christianity.
Yeah, definitely. And we gonna get to that in a minute. But no, it definitely is. And the way we came up with this, though, just let me pass that shit before I can't talk. The way we came up with that shit, though, I ran across an article from, I can't remember where the article was from, but it was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was saying, if you're going to associate ISIS with Islam, then should you associate the KKK with Christianity? And I think that's an easy answer, because obviously that's how they did it. That's like, how they used the Bible.
Who introduced you to Christianity?
Right. But we gonna get full-fledged into that in a minute, man. Don't forget, it is Wednesday, so it is karaoke night at Easy Street Saloon. But not only is it karaoke night, it's karaoke. Scarioke, huh? Don't make that face angry, man. It's scarioke. No, it is though. So it's Halloween and karaoke all together, man. So guess what? You come down today at 8 o'clock, man. Get your sing on. Your best dressed costume and shit also wins a prize tonight. So the best singer, best costume, all that shit get a prize tonight at Easy Street Saloon, man. It's 16101 East 10 Mile Road, man. Pull up on us, get your sing on and shit, get some good food, all that good shit, man. Scarioke, yes, that's what it is. Fires. You not excited about that? No? Angry? No. He's obviously not excited about karaoke, but you should be. Yeah. So make sure you come out. Yo, but not to slide off of the KKK conversation already, but we go get to it in a second. But speaking of Halloween, though, what was your favorite motherfucking Halloween costume, though, as a kid?
I think the Michael Jackson hookup I had with the fake Jerry curl wig. And
oh, yeah, the Jerry curl wig? Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Jerry curl wig and everything.
Did it catch on fire?
The red jacket and the motherfucker.
Should have said that?
No.
Yeah, okay.
The red jacket, I had the red jacket with the zippers and shit.
Word? Damn, I ain't never
Silver glove.
Yeah. Oh, you fancy, huh? What about you, Angry
Penny
Man?
loafers. I had
penny loafers. White socks and shit.
Yeah. Well, mine was pretty simple when I was Barry Sanders.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I already had the football equipment.
Right. Oh, yeah.
I had to get the jersey
on. I just needed the uniform.
Hell no, dog. I don't even remember. Like, I don't remember having cause I never had no good costumes. I was always a fat kid, so like none of the costumes ever fit me and shit. And then after that, all of my costumes was just like homemade and shit. Like, so I don't know. I really didn't have no good one. Dang, my childhood was fucked up, huh?
Hey, he was always the ghost with the sheet over him.
Fat Albert.
Hey, my son dressed up as Fat Albert one year.
Dog, for real? Get the fuck out of here, dog. You dead ass, though. This is a real conversation. Okay, I didn't know that. All right, man. Shit on that note, dog. We get ready to go to a commercial break, dog. And when we get back, we're going to talk about our for real topic, man. And we want to know, does the KKK represent Christianity, man? I know this is a touchy subject, but we're going to talk about that shit anyway. So make sure you hit us in the comment box, and we will read your comment live on the air, dog. But right now, we're going to go to this commercial break, and we'll be back in about 45 seconds. But till then, you already know what it is. The Livest Cloud Radio Show on the planet
Earth, cuz.
Straight from the E-Block Radio live on your dial, man. We'll be back in about 45 seconds.
commercials.
Oh, you stupid.
Number 3, yeah.
Number 3. All right, we back in the building, man. You already know what it is.
It's late, but I
The
can.
Live is Cloud radio show on the planet, man. Straight from the east. Oh, damn. Just cut you off and shit. All right, we'll try it again.
No, we ain't gotta go again.
We gotta do it again. All right, we back in this bitch, man. I don't know. That one little motherfucking puff, I guess.
Yeah, that's why I put it out. You don't need no.
Guess not, man. Got my man Angry Man and Monk Money holding it down.
Yeah.
No, we about to get to it. Before we went to the commercial break, we was talking about Halloween, though. I did just want to ask this, too, though. What was your favorite, well, Angry Man actually came up with this, your favorite Halloween movie, though? Angry Man, this is your question, though. So, like, what's yours? What's your favorite Halloween movie?
Halloween.
Word? Really?
Yeah.
Mine
Okay.
too.
Yours, too? Yeah, I guess it's the only Halloween movie.
Michael
It's the only Halloween
It's the
movie and shit, I
only
guess.
one.
I guess when I say Halloween, I'm just thinking like any scary movie and shit, though.
Yeah, you know, because you normally have a marathon of them, but
Yeah,
I always like to start from 1 and
yeah.
roll all the way through.
When you watch that shit as an adult, though, are they still good?
It's funny.
It's funny now.
Yeah.
Cause I
Now it's
remember
funny.
watching the original Friday the 13th. I was like, man, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah, because somebody said you
Ain't no
never
blood.
Really, you don't see
There ain't no
nobody
blood.
getting killed.
Yeah, I never noticed that until like somebody pointed that shit out.
But now you see why, when your family bring everybody over to watch, I know y'all probably have, everybody get together to watch scary movies. Now you see why, as an adult, why that shit was so funny to your parents.
Right.
First off, the acting was just terrible.
Oh yeah, the acting was horrible. Yeah, the acting was horrible.
Second off, you could do something they was doing. You could get high as hell. You ever watch that shit when you was fucked up?
That shit's stupid,
shit funny
probably.
as fucking hell.
Yes, it is, dog.
Now I see why they was always in the back cracking the fuck up. They was high as shit.
high. Yeah, I guess we ain't left. All right, so let's get to it, dog. My man Bo just checked in. What up, though?
What up, though?
G5, what's good, my guy?
What's
They
pop?
say just dropped another video. All right, for sure. Nigga, drop the link. You got a link in there. Drop the link in the comment box, bro. And we check the video out. Man, always doing this thing and shit. How we want to segue into this shit, dog? So I didn't actually read the whole article about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but I think just looking at the title, I think it deserves some attention, so that's why we're talking about it today. So does the KKK represent Christianity, dog? This is a bold, dog. So let me say this, dog. You say Kanye is Jesus. So look, so we in our group text the other day and shit, and Bo decides to say, "What if Kanye is Jesus?" Yeah, angry man. That's the way I looked at the phone too when he said that shit. He said, "What if Kanye is Jesus, dog?" And look, he's like, "Hey."
You can't be serious.
No, he's serious though. What if he is though?
Man, shut up, man.
No, I'm just saying, like, what if he is though?
No,
Man, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, anyway, we get to that on another joint though.
I was getting ready to say something.
Yeah. But like, look. So the question is, like I say, does the KKK represent Christianity? Now, I won't necessarily say that it represents Christianity, but it was born of Christianity, though. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is just like anything else, just like slavery. How basically it was legalized and made rational because of the Bible. Like they used the Bible to back up the reason for
what they were doing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I definitely do think that it represents Christianity, but at the same time, I think it's fair to say that only because how Islam is connected with ISIS and shit. And what's the difference?
I see how he comparing it though.
Yeah, I definitely see.
Like, I mean, I don't even think he's just saying like if y'all saying the Muslims is that bad, you want to compare them to ISIS because they doing shit fucked up.
Right.
So why not compare KKK to Christianity though? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's going hand in hand. Like honestly, you know what I mean? Like I feel like he do. You know what I'm saying? Like you might as well. Like come on. Who
Right.
introduced you to this shit though?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like who introduced Christianity to the black people?
Yeah, for sure.
Who did that?
KKK.
Oh.
Angry man, like you had something to say, bro.
Nah, man, it's all about interpretation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, you can use the Bible for whatever you want to use it for.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. It's just back in the day when the KKK got popping, It wasn't shit we could do about it, so they could take the Bible.
Say what they got popping.
Yeah, I mean, they could take whatever they want to take out the Bible and say that this is it, this is that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We couldn't read. You know what I mean? We couldn't, we didn't understand what the hell they were talking about.
True.
So if we think about the generations of people who only got the bad part of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then you got to think about Muslims too. You know what I mean? A lot of them stopped fucking reading after eye for an eye. That's all they heard. So now we kicking everybody ass.
Yeah.
Because that's how they interpreted it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's all about interpretation, man. But yeah, I mean, like, they don't represent them, but they, I mean, shit, it's bad Christians everywhere.
Yeah, for sure.
There's some fucked up Christians everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, but when you look at, I mean, you're obviously talking about an organization that's deeply rooted in Christianity. Like this is their reasoning behind everything and shit. So, and that's why I feel what you're saying. Like I won't say that it necessarily represents Christianity, but it's definitely connected. I mean that just like it's connected to slavery. Like Christianity is connected to slavery. Christianity is connected to a lot of shit that's fucked up for black people. When you really look at it, like I don't want to step on no Christian's toes and shit.
Either,
but I'm just saying,
Like
for
sure.
sure.
The bad part of it that was interpreted.
Yeah.
The bad part of it that was taught for years.
Right.
I mean,
For years and years, yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? But religion is regional any goddamn way.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing, right? Because how we view religion on in this region is gonna be different from another region, and then those two can collide just because of that.
Or you could live somewhere and not be a part of that religion, but because you live somewhere, once you step outside that region, you are.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Just like being in the gang and shit.
Yeah.
Like if you live on a blood street and shit, then automatically you're blood.
Those who want to say all ISIS are Muslims.
Yeah.
Just because where they come from.
Right. That's true.
They probably don't even practice religion at all.
You never know. That's true. My man Bo said religion in general has been used to further purposes of white men and shit. And again, when you look at situations like this and shit, then you gotta also decipher the two. Like it is religion and spirituality and all that shit is separate. Because religion, I believe, is man made. Your connection to a higher power can't really be categorized by religion. But we know we put categories on every motherfucking thing. That's how race even became a thing. Because race wasn't even a real thing and shit.
And like I don't know, like. I'm not gonna, just because I don't believe in what you believe in, I'm not gonna down your race. I'm not gonna down your, like people get it twisted. Like, honestly, I think religion is around just to divide the whole system. You know what I'm saying? Keep people in check. That's why, like you said, it's regional. You know what I'm saying? Like different regions, it's divided. Like you believe in this was over here, you gonna die by that. You believe in this and that, you gonna die by that.
Right.
And that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't see how like people don't open their eyes and see. Like, I'm not saying I don't believe in a divine power and a higher power. And God, I definitely believe in God, but I couldn't put my faith in these religions, man. Like,
yeah, it's two different things.
It's two different things. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I mean, it's a lot of fucked up shit go on in these all the religions. You know what I mean? Like, it's just shit you gotta question. Like, you get 9 wives in one, then you get you can't do nothing in one. You gotta have celibacy, and then you fucking little boys at the same time. Like, I don't understand. Like, I mean,
interpretation.
This shit. I'm just saying, bro. It's
outside of the Quran, everybody else is learning from the same Bible, right?
I mean, shit, even the Quran, honestly. I mean, really, when you look at it, this is the way I look at it, for real. And this could be a retarded way to look at it, but to me, like the Quran and the Bible is basically like just two different perspectives of the same story. Like basically, if you read anything out of the Quran, what it is basically like me and Monk walking down through through Jesus land, and he decided to make a left and I make a right and shit. I tell my story over here, he tells the story over there. It's the same motherfucking story though. It's just two different perspectives. I mean, that's the way I see it.
It just seems like I can understand how people can like one book and not like the other.
Yeah,
because I can say like people
go back to what you said, perspective.
Yeah, people can like the Quran because they feel like okay. They made it seem like it came from a human.
Yeah.
Farrakhan and Muhammad, they made it seem like, okay, you can touch these people.
Yeah.
This is where your spiritual stuff come from.
Yeah.
And I can see how some people can gravitate to that. Okay, he's real.
Yeah.
What you're talking about is not. I ain't never seen God.
Yeah.
I ain't never spoke to him. And then some people can say, I'm not worshiping a man on the Christianity side, saying I believe in, like you said, a higher power.
Yeah.
Like I said, I can see both sides of how you can say this and how you can say that.
Yeah.
It all depends on how it was taught to you and what you actually just fucking believe in.
Yeah.
Sure.
Dog, and that's the crazy thing. Like when you read the Bible, and like I said, I'm not well versed in either one, the Bible or the Quran. But when you read some of the stuff in the Bible, though, like it's understandable from the people in the Bible because they were able to actually witness these things, right? Mm-hmm. So for us, it's witnessing through somebody else's experience.
Yes.
And that's where the divide comes in. That's where a lot of people can't really get with religion.
And my pops he's just going crazy right now. Like, I don't understand. I guess he just got open and he's just going crazy, calling the Bible a Harry Potter book.
Dog.
Like, what?
Dog.
He said that shit is a Harry Potter book.
I mean, what it is a book full of stories and shit, and a lot of stories do correlate with things that you go through in life. Doesn't necessarily mean that they were true events. I know that's blasphemous probably to question the authenticity of the Bible, but at the same time, man, I think when you've been given this gift of reasoning, right? So, unfortunately, that doesn't stop at the Bible. Like, we look at shit and we question shit all the time. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. But, like, we question that shit, but that book is still used as a device, though, to keep people in check and to divide them, though. And that's how the Ku Klux Klan work and shit.
Yeah. Well, what was I going to say?
My bad. My bad, dog. I cut you off in mid-point shit.
But it's crazy how one person can think you fear to another person, bro. Like, it should be never that the situation. Like, we all people, bro.
Scenarios. That's what the Bible.
Scenarios.
It give you different. Even if you saying they're not true stories, it give you some hell of a scenario.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that's what I'm saying. Like it's things that's happening.
You ain't been through personally that you couldn't
find in the Bible, right? For sure.
And then, like I said, it's all about who's teaching it. Yeah. Because the book ain't been rewritten. It's the same lessons being taught all over.
Because if Pastor Wilson teaching it,
you know what I'm saying? Both y'all also.
Right. My man with that boxed lunch.
Right. You know what I'm saying? He associate himself, Christian.
Yeah, I guess so, right? My man Ken say, "Dog, this nigga always be too deep for me sometimes." She said, "What is Christianity? What is the Ku Klux Klan? What is WASP? How do they correlate? And what up, though? What up, though? Hey, look, no, you gotta tell me. I don't know what WASP is.
Me either.
I'm probably ignorant as hell for not knowing that.
Me either. That's why I'm like,
yo,
what?
K Rich, you gotta tell me what that is, bro. What is WASP? I should probably know. I'm embarrassed that I don't know, but I'm not embarrassed to ask.
I'm not
because I don't know, and yes, I did say ask. Somebody who listening right now, if Ken popped off right now and shit, somebody hit me and tell me what WASP is, and I probably should know this, and I don't. I want somebody to tell me though,
because bug.
No, I'm hoping not that kind of WASP and shit. But he mentioned something yesterday too. I gotta, damn, what was this? Oh fuck. I'm trying to think, because I had mentioned something about Kanye and he commented on my shit, and then he posted a post. Damn, what did he say though? Damn, I want to go back to it because what it was, about faith. It's about faith and what's the other word? Hope and faith, right? Was it hope and faith? Damn, I want to go back to it now. I can't remember exactly what it said, but my whole thing was that he said hope and faith don't. I'm paraphrasing. I'm not sure if he listening right now. He can fix it. But basically, those two don't exist. Well, only action exists, right? So I was saying that your action, I think, has to have some kind of faith and hope involved in it in order for it to actually move forward. So what that means is just like a lot of people pray and don't do shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that's what he was talking about. A lot of people pray and don't do shit, but I feel like it's got to be a combination of both. Because if you do some shit, you can't do without praying about it or without having faith in the outcome and shit. Mm-hmm. So I think that you got to have a little bit of that sprinkling within it. But then, there's some more comments in there. But then, but with that being said, though, I think when you rely too much on faith, that's how you allow organizations like the KKK to even exist and shit. Mm-hmm. Because and this ain't just for black people. This for white people too. Probably more so than black people. And I say that because the KKK used the word of Christianity to influence other white people that what they were doing was good. So shit, for them, it's actually more of a thing for them than it is for us. Because they allowed the Bible to be used as a tool to put them together and make them think that the shit they was doing was right. Right. So shit, it's worse for them. Interpretation. Yeah, interpretation, right?
But they don't even take it that way. Mm-hmm. They still think you as a nigga.
True that. My man Ragu just checked in. What up, though?
What's up, Goo?
He said, truth be told, the Bible has and is being rewritten something heavy over the last 15 years. Damn, first.
Real? Appreciate that.
Damn, I didn't know that shit.
Yeah. Being written by who?
Yeah.
Shit, I don't know.
Who's going to read that?
Huh?
Who's going to read that?
Probably a lot of people, man.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you're not well versed in the Bible and shit, then you wouldn't even notice the revisions if you wasn't familiar with it originally. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's just kind of like how it's an Old Testament and a New Testament, right? Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of the same thing. So, at some point...
This is the newer testament.
Right? It's going to be the New Testament. Lulu. You got that Lulu, dog. Y'all niggas is not going to be making light of Christianity.
I'm not making
the last time...
And nobody racing what they believe in. You shouldn't make light of nobody. I think it's always good to believe in something.
Yeah, for sure.
I just don't think you should get taken advantage of in your beliefs. You know what I mean? Like, I've been to a lot of churches in my day. I grew up in the church, you know what I mean? And I seen a lot of crazy stuff happen. Yeah. And I'm like, man, why here? You know what I mean? Like, how can it happen here? You know, like, how can she act like that in this place? You know what I mean? Like, just thinking about shit like that, like, I just don't, I don't know, man. You know, people, you believe what you want to. Like, I can't believe in the church and a dude in the pulpit that's telling me this stuff, and I don't know. I just can't catch it, bro. You can't just tell me something I've never touched, grasped, talked to, or saw. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker, I don't know, man.
So you don't know.
I just don't know, bro.
Ragu said Catholics just check a Bible now. Check a Bible now to your grandmother's Bible and watch what's cracking. Damn. Like it could really be different. Like if you not well versed on that shit. And you look at an old Bible, it possibly could be different. And this is the thing. I'm going to switch it up just a little bit and ask y'all this, man. Just like, so we talked about slavery. We talked about the KKK and shit. And their affiliation or the contribution that Christianity had in both of those. When you look at just those two things, just the slavery and the KKK and shit, looking just at that, how do black people even still believe in Christianity, though? Like, when it's been used in those two... I mean, those are two heavy motherfucking things and shit against the black community, against the black man. How do people convince themselves to follow a Bible that was used initially against them?
Because they were taught it differently.
Yeah. It's just the way you was taught, right?
Yeah. Because so basically you're saying it's a lot of hate in the Bible. Or if it's not, that's how they interpret it.
That's how they interpret it, and that's how they use it against you, yeah.
Okay, well, think about it. Back then, that's what they did. What did we do?
Yeah, we used it as salvation.
We forgave.
We used the other part of it.
The other part. You know, that's why I said it's all about interpretation and how who's teaching it. So. Yeah. You know what I mean? And how you take it. You know? Because the first thing you get a black motherfucker and a white motherfucker together and they get to talking about, I done seen, little shit on TV. That's not what my God to do. Well, my God said do this. Damn it, you're reading from the same
book, right?
You know what I mean? You was just taught something different and you was just taught something different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, I guess that's the way to look at it. Or you can be militant and look at it like, fuck that, because it was used as a tool against us. So why would I want to use it as a tool for me? Yeah.
Because I just told you.
Yeah, I'm saying you can look at it either way though.
Yeah, that's how it was taught.
Right.
I mean, you could actually read something and I say, man, that's not what that shit mean.
Yeah.
But they didn't have them conversations.
Right, for
you
sure.
know what I'm saying?
And just like going back to my favorite author, James Baldwin and shit, mentioned too, that you can have one opinion about. Basically, I got to paraphrase again because I ain't got all the words. But the more books you read, which means the more perspectives that you read, you can actually change your mind about the same thing that same amount of times. Yeah. So just hearing it from a different perspective can always change like your perception of what something is or what something means and shit. And I think that's probably what's happening with Christianity. Like you can look at it like how I said at first, like, man, that shit been used as a tool to enslave people, a tool to promote division. I mean, because it's done all of that. But at the same time, I guess it's also giving you a tool of what's the word I just used? The one word. Salvation, yeah, that's the word, and how to be forgiven and shit, right? So you can look at it either way, but I guess I'm curious of what, because I know you being taught it a different way, you see in different perspectives, but I wonder what's the main thing that made shit click though, because I just feel like coming from like maybe if you were one-off generation from slavery, like I couldn't imagine why you would even fuck with Christianity, like.
Because you didn't understand it. They couldn't read it for themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I guess, yeah.
I can spoon feed you anything I want to if you don't know shit.
Yeah, I guess you're right about that.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
I mean, that is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think about it. We wasn't reading. We wasn't educated. So we didn't have a choice but to think that's what the book was.
Yeah.
Until we were taught otherwise.
My thing is, like, God ain't tell you to lynch me. God ain't tell you to tie me to a tree and beat the dog shit out of me. Like, God, I can't see God saying these things that you guys are saying that He said, bro.
Yeah.
Like, period. Like,
it was interpreted wrong.
Interpreted wrong. Yeah.
It's a difference between right and wrong, bro. Period.
Yeah.
Period.
And I think what allowed them to use what allowed them to use the Bible, and especially like back in slavery, I keep making this comparison. But I think what allowed them to do that is just that they had been convinced others that black people wasn't human. So once you convince somebody that you're not human, then it's easy to put you into a category that's like pretty much demonic and shit. Interpretation. Right. My man Bo said stories, bruh. Storytelling was the first TV, and we know how y'all niggas love TV. Like, he right about that shit, man. TV is definitely get into your brain. Ragu said I use the 5 W's and I ask a ton of questions, and that's the thing. You can ask a lot of and see how. Let me go back and say this. Yeah, I talk shit about Christianity a little bit just because I know the history of how it was used against us and shit. But I'm not shitting on Christianity because I was taught the other way. You know what I'm saying? I was taught the goodness of Christianity and the Bible and the salvation and be all holy and all that shit. I learned that way and shit. But I'm just looking at if I'd have been in a time like Harriet Tubman and shit, because the movie coming out and I want to see that shit. But like slavery and the KKK and shit, like the shit that they used to have to go through, it's just like I don't know if I could have. I'm not sure if I could have done it. Even if somebody had taught me another way about it, I'm not sure if I'd have been able to accept the Bible after seeing what people did to me using the Bible as a crutch.
But that's easy to say because you wasn't there.
Yeah, I feel you.
You know what I mean? That wasn't what was put in you from day one.
Yeah.
Now, I can see now if you got your DeLorean and went back. You know,
DeLorean.
Like, no, that's some bullshit.
Hell yeah.
Because you're a highly educated man at this point in time.
Yeah.
That's why probably religion doesn't grab a lot of black folks like how it used to back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, we got computers now. You know, you got kids that say, what you say, and will Google it as you telling them.
Right. Hell
they
yeah.
think Google may have the answer. It probably doesn't. You know what I mean?
Right.
But, you know, sometimes self-education is probably the best key. It's just no different than you getting some shit in class and you don't go home and research it for yourself.
Dog, I gotta piggyback on that, dog.
You know what I'm saying?
I gotta piggyback on that, and the reason is because this is something, I don't know if you noticed this or not, but this is something that's now is frowned upon. And I think what you said is exactly right. You gotta be able to educate yourself. You gotta be able to teach yourself shit. Now, remember back in the day, I mentioned this on another show. I can't remember what we was talking about. But the thing is, though, is that back in the day, motherfuckers used to, like, architects, people building shit, people, like, knowing all this shit, used to teach themselves, right? But you look at that shit now, and it's frowned upon, right? So it's like if you meet somebody who got a degree from Harvard, you would take them over the person who was self-taught and shit, right? So I feel like we in a day and age now where people are, I don't know, this is probably just me looking too far into shit, but I think people are discouraging you to learn shit on your own. And when you discourage somebody learning shit on their own, that means you got to take what's being taught to you as the golden rule and shit. Well, and I think that'll put you in a position where shit like slavery and shit can happen again. Because it's not even respected to be self-taught anymore. And it should be, though.
Now, you know why? Because that ain't shit but big business.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm saying.
That ain't shit but big business.
It's big business, and it's making you learn what I want you to learn.
Because, see,
and I'm going to make money off your hands and your back. For
exactly.
Sure. The reason why I say big business is because now, if I can go out here and get this experience, I ain't going hard.
Right.
If I can get what I need right here, right now, hands on, fuck paying $120,000 to go to school.
Duh, for real.
You know what I'm saying? I got the experience right here, which at some point in time, it's probably kind of fading away, but at some point in time, people was taking experience over degrees.
They were, yeah, they were.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you can fix a house, wait a minute. You showing me pictures, I'm like, oh damn, you did this, and all you got to do is show me a degree. I think I'm gonna fuck with my man's that that's hands on. Right. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
This is what he do. Yeah. Because you can't put every situation in a classroom any goddamn way.
We got a question in the box. Ragu said, I got a heavy 2-part question for you. Now, if white folks was living up in the mountains like cavemen, and then to speed it up, black people schooled Europe and civilized them, who was the nigga that fucked the cave women? And could it be possible that whoever those black folks that civilized Europe be the same people that put this master plan in play that these white folks are doing? Let it marinate. Damn, he just got real. Damn, okay. Damn, hold on, let me see. Damn, that'd be kind of fucked up though. And what he's saying is like the white folks was chilling. We went and civilized them and shit, and then they basically used what we taught them against us, which is what they do anyway. Ask the Native Americans about that.
They've been doing that to everybody.
Yeah, so and that's a fucked up way to look at it, because then you got to say we can't blame nobody but ourselves. And at the end of the day, we kind of can't. Like a lot of shit, we can't blame nobody but ourselves and shit. Yeah. So then that is deep though. Thanks for making me think this fucking early in the morning.
We could be a massive unit if we can come together though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but
never gonna happen.
Never gonna happen. You gotta be a little more optimistic than that, dog.
Never gonna happen, bro. I see no light at the end of the tunnel, baby. I'm telling you, bro. It's never gonna happen, bro. Because if it did, it would have happened a long time ago. All the shit that we've been through, bro. All the shit we've been dragged through the mud and actually dragged behind cars and hung and shit. Like, come on, bro. Ain't nobody see this shit. Nobody remember this. Like, come on. It's only so much you can forgive, bro. Like, you can forgive a lot of things, bro, but you can't. The shit happened. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The past happened, dog.
Both said 10%. 10%. 10% of that shit is on us. I'm not saying that. I guess you can't. Like, I have to admit some. I gotta admit some fault in it, because like shit normally only happen to you if you let it happen to you. I mean, I guess I can say that. A lot of shit I guess was out of our control, but some shit was. I mean, we allow things that shouldn't infiltrate our quote unquote unity, and it does anyway. And it's like we're so easily divided. I don't know if other cultures is like that. No, I mean, I can only speak from our culture because it's the only culture I know. But I wonder if any other cultures are like that easily divided. Like,
because ours is different.
And why is that though?
Okay, let's see. I mean, we always got to start from back here.
Yeah.
You know, from slavery, up to, when we was getting our ass kicked, like he said, and hung from the trees and shit. Yeah. But my thing is, back then, because we ran to the church for protection. Yeah. I don't care if he was a Muslim or a Christian. You ran to the church for protection. You ran to the church for food, clothes, babysitting. Yeah. At some point, I don't know if a lot of black families, hit a different tax bracket and felt like, okay, I made it, I don't need that no more. Yeah. Or then a lot of black folks moved away, frowning down upon it. Yeah. They look at it as being poor. I don't want my kid to have to run into church to get nothing to eat. I don't want my kid to have to do this. And then the people who just started delivering the messages started getting fucked up. Because now it went from actually protecting you in the streets, educating you in the streets, telling you how to take care of yourself in the streets, to damn. Y'all giving this much money?
Yeah.
I'm in the wrong business.
Like turning into a business for real.
Yeah, sure. Now they looking at it as, okay, yeah, we straight. It ain't that bad out there. We cool. Just come on, bring your money here. We cool. Versus back then, you really went there for shit.
Yeah.
You know, now most churches are a fashion show. Most churches back then took care of their community.
True.
You know, nowadays you got cathedrals sitting on, sitting on the corner of the hood. Motherfucking minister got security going in that motherfucker.
Yes. And it's ridiculous, bro. Like my thing is though, it's ridiculous though, bro. It just is, bro. Like, come on, y'all cannot see like this is a business. At some point to some of these people, you know, like I know, you know, a lot of people have faith in their pastor and they know their pastor's telling them the word and all that, but some of these dudes ain't right, man. You know what I mean? A lot of these dudes ain't right, bro.
Yeah, you have faith in the word, not the man.
Not the man, dog. And that's the thing.
My thing is, I'll start looking at them sideways. If I can't approach you, you're a pastor. You're supposed to be approachable.
Yeah.
You know, if I can't just walk up to you, shake your hand, do this, that, and the other, while 9 people pushing me out the way, and you standing behind security, and you know, I mean, no, I don't want. Nah, come on, man.
Yeah. You ain't got no faith.
Right.
You got all that security.
That's how this is that.
Yeah, you supposed to be approachable. I'm supposed to be able to walk up, like I said about the Muslim. I'm supposed to be able to walk up and say, okay, this is where I get my food from. Yeah. This is where I get my, you know, my religion education from.
And see, this is my thing. We go, damn, it's after 11. We go get out of here. But I just want to mention this. This is how I know that religion is really used as a tool of division. 2 things, dog. We go throw it way back. Because I was watching Do the Right Thing last night, and I kept looking at that picture of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, like, and I'm gonna equate that to something these days. But the reason you know that shit is used as a tool of division is because you look at Malcolm and you look at Martin, and you know they was on 2 polar opposites originally. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? With interpretation from the Bible and shit, right? But it wasn't until like they saw each other's point of view and kind of came to an agreement. Even with using the Bible and shit, they both kind of came to consensus where they was kind of moving as a unit. And then that's when they became too powerful and people needed to get rid of them and shit, right? Same thing with Minister Farrakhan, right? So you look at now, you got pastors. You can scroll down your timeline right now and see all kind of pastors. You know what I'm saying? Black and white. You got Joel Osteen and shit, motherfucking what's the black dude with the deep ass voice and shit. Oh fuck. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Him.
Yeah, him and shit. But you got all of those and they able to talk about whatever they want to because they using that real tool of religion and shit. But you see they didn't blackball Farrakhan, like he not on no social media. Because like at this point, Farrakhan is Muslim, but he's been also associating with the word of Christianity too. So he bridging those 2 together. They don't want that shit to happen. Mm-mm. You see that shit? So like when you break away the division, the divisive part of it, they don't want nobody to hear that shit. Mm-mm. Ain't that weird though? It's like they want you to preach the division, but then once you preach the unity, they like, oh fuck that. They talking about he too fucking militant or some dumb shit like. He preaching the word of hate. Like, how's that hate when he bridging the gap between the 2? But you let all these other ministers be on here talking about all that divisive shit. You know what I'm saying? They let that roll. Mm-hmm. That shit crazy though, right? Crazy, yeah. The same thing happened with Martin and Malcolm and shit. Y'all motherfuckers better pay attention, right? Y'all niggas better pay attention.
It don't cost to pay attention. Just how we pronounce it, baby. Just pay attention.
Right. Next week our shit probably ain't gonna be working because this shit we talking about. Yeah. My man Ragu say many people turn away from religion due to the fact that you give the church money every week, but as soon as you need some help, they tell you to pray. But prayer ain't gonna help you when you're about to lose your house from illness. No, that's for sure. And the church is like
taxes.
I hate to say it.
They like insurance.
No, I was gonna say, oh damn, you pay into it. All that time don't get shit.
They like insurance, bro.
Yo, that's fucked up.
They like this.
Dog, that's a good analogy though.
But you see what I'm saying though.
Yeah.
That's basically what I was saying. Back in the day, you know, you could go to the church for shit. Now you can't go to the church for nothing.
I was about to say I was gonna equate it to the shit we talked about on Monday though. So the church is like the disloyal bitch and shit. Like you give her everything everything she wants, but as soon as you need something, she ain't got it.
I need you to not put bitch and church in the same sentence.
Oh, you know I ain't even mean it like that. my bad. I was just going back to the show we was talking about. That could be a disloyal person. I didn't mean.
And then, it's another thing I can say about the church.
He said he can flip his shorts. He said he can't flip the church. Huh?
My thing is like all the shit that the cops doing to us and all that shit. I think they should be marching more on that shit. Like not even just marching, just acknowledging it. Like they not even acknowledging it. You know what I'm saying? That shit is crazy. You know what I mean? They giving these government grants out and they don't want to lose their grants. You know what I'm saying? And that's just crazy.
I mean, yeah. Because you figure back in the day, like, you know, when Martin was active and shit like that, these people couldn't be getting killed by police like that without the church having a real say in some shit. And I think what you said just then is that a lot of government funds is tied up in especially a lot of these mega churches. And they start being just like schools, man. It's just like schools would be hype as hell to get you in there so they can get that government funding, but then they don't give a fuck what you do after that. And that's kind of like, that's how I feel about some churches. I know that's not all churches, but there's a lot of churches that's like that. They want to get you in there to get these numbers and get this money and shit, and they don't really give a fuck what you do after that. Mm-hmm. So and that's unfortunate, dog. Anyway, we getting all off into these Christians gonna be motherfucking picking it outside the studio and shit. So we better get up out of here. Let me see. Did I want to? It was somebody else. They get paid just. Because they get paid not to speak on it. Yeah, I think that's the kind of thing. Like they might not be getting paid directly, like not to speak on it, but they don't want to fuck up some money that they get.
Yeah,
and it's fucked up that the money. Their money be fucking up a lot of shit though.
All evil, baby.
But you know what? I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say the money fuck it up. I think this what I'm saying.
Money fuck up a lot of shit, bro. Money.
I don't think the money don't fuck up a lot of shit. The need for that shit fucks up a lot of shit. Cause like if you don't need it, then money won't fuck with you. But when you need it, nigga, money will fuck you up. Yeah, if you don't need it, if it ain't a necessity, then shit, you straight.
I don't know.
Shit, what you mean? Cause if you don't financially, like if you good financially, then what does money, like what would money really change about you if you don't need it? And that's like anything. Like air ain't shit until you need it. Like you ain't thinking about air until you can't breathe. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You ain't thinking about money until you can't pay for it. Shit, I'm just saying.
Can't pay your rent.
Hell yeah, for real.
I mean, I wasn't saying it like that. I was just like, you know, these motherfuckers. I mean, how many of these mega preachers really need money?
Shit, all of them.
I mean, they don't need the type of money that they probably.
They did originally. I ain't never seen a rich preacher who was rich before they started preaching.
Okay, I mean.
So they needed it at some point, I mean, and that's when the money was a problem.
I mean, it all depends on the person, dog.
I don't know, dog.
Because if that's the case, all preachers would be pimps.
Well,
if that's the case,
I'm not saying all of them.
No, I'm saying if that's how he explained it, then all of them will be that way.
No, but I'm just saying he would. I'm only commenting on the fact that he said money is the root of all evil or whatever. I'm just saying I don't think the money is the problem. I think the necessity for the money is the problem.
But the money is always the problem.
Only because of the necessity though.
It's not.
Yeah. No. It's still the problem. The money is still the problem.
No, the necessity is the problem. If you didn't need something or if something wasn't obtainable and shit, then you wouldn't even need the money. Yeah. Are y'all fucking feeling what I'm saying?
I'm feeling what you're saying, but still though, like money, you gonna need it, and the whole thing is the money. The money is the whole thing. You going to
the necessity is the whole thing.
No, exactly. You need a lot of shit, bro. You need clothes on your back. You need a car. You need gas. You need a lot of shit. So money is the thing that you need to get all that shit.
But if you didn't have the necessity, then you wouldn't need the money.
How would we be butt naked out and this motherfucker still in motherfucking? We like fucking Flintstones around this bitch, bro.
Right? See, exactly.
You need a couple dollars. You don't need all the.
You ain't need all the dollars, right? That's what I'm saying.
No, but
that's when money becomes an issue. When you need more than what you have, that's when it becomes an issue.
That's what we were saying, man.
Right, but everybody don't need more than they have and shit though. So I think some of these necessities are put on us that aren't necessarily necessities.
I was just going to say that. What do you call?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. But
a want and a necessity is two different goddamn things.
We know that, right? But the people, like the society and shit, teaches you some shit that you think is necessary and it really ain't though.
A G5 ain't necessary, Pastor.
Right, exactly. That's
I mean, some of that shit is
Maybach in this.
Some of that shit. Why you got a Rolex on and I can't even feed my kids all week, but I'm sitting here giving you my money?
Yeah, Ragu said, "No, it's the individual that's the problem. Niggas chasing the bag over moral."
Yeah, shit.
Yeah,
You don't
shit
even
ain't
know
no
that you got a
morals.
cell phone. There's a time on the cell phone.
Yo, let's get up out of here, man, before the KKK shut us down, dog. Yo, you got a last minute comment, man. Hit us in the comment box. We'll read it live on the air, dog. If you're on E-Block Radio, Facebook, Instagram, or on Twitter, man, hit us up. We'll read it live on the air. But on the way out, dog, any last minute comment? Oh, you know what? Before we do our last comments, don't forget it is Wednesday, man. Scarioke, all right? That's a Halloween party mixed with karaoke tonight at Easy Street Saloon, 16101 East 10 Mile Road, man. Pull up, get some of that pulled pork sandwiches, dog. It's that motherfucking pastrami. I might get that pastrami today and shit. Get that shit, dog. Come down. The best Halloween costume tonight wins a prize, as well as the best singer for karaoke, man. So make sure you pull up at Easy Street Saloon, 16101 East 10 Mile Road, man. So make sure you do that. On the way out, Angry Man, what you say, bro? What's your last minute words on the KKK representing Christianity?
Well, now we have the ability to read. We have the ability to educate ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
I say learn both sides and get your own opinion.
Your own opinion. I feel you.
I mean, because in the nutshell, they only doing what the Muslims doing.
Yeah.
You know, like this is our religion. This is us. Stay away from us. Every race. They doing the exact same thing, except they're two different groups.
I guess you could look at it that way.
Division.
I mean, I can't call it division because they were never together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then what happened?
You have to be together to be
And then
divided.
they grouped off, right?
No, they were never together. The Muslims and the KKK, they were never together.
Oh no, hell no.
I mean, and the Christians, they were never together.
Yeah.
So can't call it dividing because they were never together. You have to be together to be divided.
Well, I mean, theoretically there were Christians in Africa with Muslim Africans, so
yeah, but
at some point they were together.
Okay, you didn't have a problem out of them until it became Americanized.
Yeah, division.
Until it became Americanized.
Right.
But those, I mean, you got to think the ones that we're discussing now, they wasn't together.
Nah, man, not
You know what I mean?
this group.
But like I said, they both taking their religions and taking the fucked up part about it and just battling using it as a tool to battle each other instead of. And then, you got us stuck in the middle, trying to hold both sides off. Like, wait a minute, that's really not what the Bible's saying.
Right.
And now you got three different people with three different opinions
on the same word,
coming out the same fucking book.
Right? Hell yeah. More money, man. What you say, bro?
Division. That's what I say. All I say is division, bro. Just pay attention, bro. Like, this is what it is. This is what it is.
Yeah.
They admitted it. Like, it's there, bro.
Yeah.
Like, we can't ignore it. It's there. But we seem to ignore it. You know what I mean? Like, we turn the other cheek. You know what I mean? Like, and to some point, you just got to look at what's going on. You can't keep turning fucking cheek.
Yeah.
You got to keep your eyes on the shit. You know what I mean? Like, people just need to pay attention and just do what you feel like is right for you, man. People know from right from wrong, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, ain't no way in the fuck in any religion.
Yeah.
You know right from wrong, bro. And it's all it boils down. What's right and what's wrong. You know what I mean? A lot of people just go for what's wrong. Take the wrong out the right. Take the right out the wrong and just run with it. Right. And I think that's all.
Make it work for them.
Make it work for them.
Yeah.
And I don't think it should be no tool like that. You can just pull whatever you want to pull out of it and just make it work for you, bro.
Yeah, that's definitely what it do.
And that's exactly what it do, bro.
Right.
I mean, not spiritual. Like anything else in the world, that's perfect. But like spiritual, no, man. You believe what what makes you feel good. You know what I mean? Like me personally, I can't believe in this man that's wearing these gaiters and telling me what I should do and what I shouldn't do, and give him all this money and all this shit. I just can't. I don't think God work like that, bro. That's just what I think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's all I gotta say about it.
Now, just we gonna round it up on this one, shit. But does the KKK represent Christianity? I guess going back to what I said originally, I can't say that it represents Christianity, but definitely it is entrenched by Christianity, and they have used Christianity to forward their movement. So with that being said, though, it is a correlation between the two. You have to admit that. You know that those are facts, man. That's just the thing. the shit is representative of Christianity. It is representative of some of the things in the book. And even though it may not be what was intended, they did use those words to use as a tool of division. And Christianity, just like most religions, I think is used just for that notion, and that's divisiveness. And it's crazy because you feel like, as being a Christian, or when you're doing something spiritually, or if you're doing something religiously, you think that it's supposed to unite people. But the reality of it is that it's always been used to divide people and shit. And it's not gonna stop. So yeah, I think it does represent some Christianity, but I'm not gonna say that all Christians are motherfucking KKK and shit. It's two different things. Like, you still got to be able to admit that there's a correlation without throwing the whole motherfucking religion away and shit. That's all I'm saying.
No different than any religion.
Right. On that note, man, we're gonna get up out of here, dog. I want to thank everybody who checked us out on IG. Everybody checked us out on Facebook Live. Everybody check us out on Twitter. Make sure that you do slide down to Easy Street Saloon tonight for karaoke. All right, it's Halloween and karaoke all wrapped in one. Best costumes will get a prize tonight, man. So make sure you slide down in your best Fat Albert costume and shit, like my buddy was saying and shit. Yo, to the next time though, man. Be safe out there when y'all go trick or treating tomorrow. And arrive alive.
Sure, keep your head on the swivel, man.
Right, keep your head on the swivel, dog. Till the next time, you already know what it is. The Livest Cloud radio show on the planet
Earth, cuz.
Straight from the E-Block Radio, live on your dial, man. I got my man Angry Man in the building.
Hey, man, don't say that shit no more.
You want karaoke?
Yeah, don't say that shit no more.
The fuck out of here. Got my man Buck Buddy holding it down.
You know what it is.
And of course, man, it's your boy, the Hood Howard Stern, Q Lewis. Hold it down live from the 4205, man. Peace out, y'all.
Holla at your loved ones, cuz.
You really mad about this karaoke thing? Yeah, that shit hard.